Okay, part two of this. I'm gonna have storage, SD storage on my phone. I'm not trying to talk down or say anything bad about any event at all. But in a lot of cases, at events like this, you have at least one or two politicians speaking, which every year is an election year. So, in some cases, they may, candidates and politicians are trying to get elected. They may mean it, but automatically think, okay, they're saying what I want to hear. We want to hear just to get elected. You have speakers from different groups, different organizations, etc., etc., etc. And at the end, you might have a community forum, or you might have people that were directly affected by whatever the topic was. In this case, violence. I give Promise Neighborhoods. I give them. They knew exactly what to do with it, how to organize this, and how to pull this off. Because right off, it was people. You had the emotional impact right off. And by emotional impact, I mean you had youth that were affected by violence in one fashion or other. Again, watch the video. You had the mother of a young man who was killed here in Allentown. So right off, they wanted to make this personal. They wanted to make it something everyone could relate to. They wanted to make this something that will really catch your attention. And it did, believe me. These stories are the ones you see in the news, the media, social media, every single day. But to actually see the faces, to hear the emotion, that changes the whole game. Then you got into they went into the three primary speakers. After that, again, watch the videos. You're gonna tired of hearing me say this. But after that, then it was pretty much community discussion, where kind of after the speaker, the official speaker, the speakers were done, which I had the sheet somewhere. I apologize, I don't have their names off the top of my head, but it was pretty much okay. And also it was getting, they had to officially be completely cleared out of the building by 8 o'clock, by 8:30 rather. So it's around 7:30, 7:45, okay, we gotta start wrapping this up. But and finally it was just basically went into a community discussion stage. So there were no, even though State Representatives Mike Schlossberg and Peter Schweier were there, there were no politicians or candidates. There were no heads of various organizations or people involved with various community organizations, etc. There, this was an event to say, okay, it's not just us, it's not just you, it's all of us, it's everyone. Just because just because I'm in Philadelphia and and I do this, just because I'm in New York and do this, just because I'm in New York and do this, just because it doesn't matter. We're no different than you are. No matter what we do, no matter what our title is, we're all together in this. And that was the primary focus of this. And that's what, the way it was organized, the way it was set up, that is what had the true impact for myself, and probably from what I could tell from a lot of other people there. I hate to critique things like this, but you expect me to be honest and real about things. My only critique about it would be that I actually talked to someone and they kind of agreed, where the speakers, I was doing the video, and after a few minutes, everything was almost too monotone for my taste. Personal opinion, take it for what it's worth. But I kind of tuned them out after a few minutes, because it was just kind of too monotone, and it was just one right after the other, which I do realize that they had to do it that way because of the time constraints. But it was almost like there wasn't really anything to, break up the monotone, or, to break it up. That'd be my only critique about it. Other than that, zero youth violence. This is what it's. This is one of those events that showed what everything's really about. Okay, I'm part of the media. Well, in 2010, I told people, so it's in the magazine video. I survived a violent crime when I was like 39 years old. Not with guns, but still. And in the end, you had two young ladies who really just pretty much said it all, literally. Getting up in front of people that they didn't know, adults they didn't know. Pretty much, what else can you say? Point blank. There's really, what those ladies said, it's the last video. Watch it and listen to it. But this is something, we need more events like this one. We need more, we don't need more events where you have politicians, candidates getting up there and saying, we understand, we're with you. Well, if you've never been through something, how can you understand what it's like? If you've never experienced something, a violent crime, if you've never experienced suicide, if you've never experienced anything, how can you remotely understand? I can't understand, I can never comprehend or begin to comprehend what it's like to lose a child, whether the violence, illness, or what natural causes or whatever. But then again, though, I found out in 2010, my wife passed away. People can't understand what that's like. So enough with the politicians talking. They need to start listening. They need to not put themselves in danger, but they need to go into these areas where these things happen. They need to get on the streets. So thank you very much to every single person involved in this and who put this together, because you really showed what, not just an event against violence, but you really showed and proved to everyone how to do an event that will really have an impact on people and that will really stand a chance of making a difference. Now, there's one question I had that I did ask several people there. And, okay, I'm not going to get hit by a vehicle, no hospitals. Did that once this year already. Yes, I'm joking, I think. But anyway. Okay. There's one question I had. I said, in our, as people, community, in a global community, I said we've almost become immune, and this I want you to really think about. We've almost become completely immune to life and death. We've become so, when Samantha said, use the word desensitized. We have become so completely desensitized and immune to life and death, especially over the past several years, that what is it going to take for, I'm part of Generation X, which you never hear, what's it going to take to shock my generation anymore? What's it going to take to shock the generations that come after us? Generation X, born 70s, early to mid 80s, I think, somewhere in that vicinity. You get the point. What's it going to take to make us realize, guess what? The only moment we are guaranteed is the moment we are in. I'm walking doing this article. The next words that I speak, the next steps that I take, the next moment I have is not guaranteed. I could drop dead for any one of 100 reasons right in the middle of this article. And I'm going to turn the camera around, so please forgive it if it's bad, but there's one of those rare occasions I want you to see the face. This is going to suck. But seriously, what's it going to take to shock us? I mean, are science fiction films actually right? Is it going to take a world-ending cataclysm or apocalypse to get us to come together, even in our own communities, to say enough? What is it going to take to say, okay, violence is part of the human condition, but we don't have to kill each other? How many more lives of our youth? How many more lives of adults? How many more lives of the senior citizens and elderly is it going to take before we really do wake up and say, you know what? We can't reverse the human condition and what we are born with. And you know what? We can't, maybe, we can always change it just a little. Just do me a favor. It's rare I ask anything out of everybody out there. Do me a favor. Seriously think about that. Now that you're done looking at my face, please forgive the camera angle on that. I was literally flipped it. Reversed it. But seriously think about that. Email me, michaelphoenix2010@hotmail.com. I really want your opinions on this. Maybe we can at least come up with a starting point. Who knows? But it's time to stop talking and it's time to start doing something about it. Michael Phoenix, founder and staff of Surreal Veil City online magazine, its predecessor, ancestor, and parent of Valley and Beyond. From Allentown, Pennsylvania. Everyone, please go to and I hate to bring this up, but it's the truth. Without the people on those things, the sponsors page, and some people behind the scenes, none of this could happen for the past now over 5 years. Please support those people and businesses. Because this has become my life. You know? So please support the people and businesses on Thanks to Sponsors page. And thank you so much. I really can't, without ever meet anybody out there, but thank you so much to everybody out there for all the support, the pages, etc. Without you, there'd be no point to this. Take care, everybody. Take some time out and spend it with your family, friends, and take some time out for yourself and enjoy this thing we're given called life, this gift, however you want to phrase it. We don't know if we'll get tomorrow. Enjoy today.